we on YouTube? We're good? Okay. And Missy, Kathy, you guys are good? All right, so I'll call this work session to order. It's Tuesday, July 26th, 10 o'clock. And Tim, you want to lead us in the pledge?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right. Okay, 2A, regular agenda items. Information discussion for an update of Discover Gila County, the county's tourism and marketing initiative. And we have Cameron Davis and son Chase here today. So, Cameron, it's all yours.
All right. Mr. Chair, supervisors, staff, it's great to be here today with you, and thanks for this opportunity. We're excited. It's been a while, actually, since we've been able to give you a report. We had a little thing called COVID that hit us there for a couple of years, and so we're excited to get to you and share with you. There's so much stuff I could have put in here, and I boiled it down to about 12 pages. So we're excited to share, our findings with you and for you to see what we've been up to and how we've worked very hard at this. I know all three of you supervisors have actually been at some of the award ceremonies that we had, and I'm going to talk a little bit about that here in a minute, but just wanted to thank you for your support at those. It's been huge to have you there and see the success of this program. And that's the big thing that I'm going to hit on today is it is not a website. It is a program, a marketing program that we have built for Gila County. And we want to make sure that that message is getting out to people that, yes, the website is a big part of what we've built, but it is not everything. And we're going to talk a little bit about that today. I want to introduce Chaz Davis. I think you've all met him now. He's with Razor Thin Media, has actually been working with me for about 3 years now, but he's officially with the company, graduated from WP Carey at ASU's Business School in Marketing, and has brought a really strong social media presence to Discover Gila County and our company. So a lot of the things you see today, he's been very integral and a part of in helping us get to achieve some of these great things that we've done. So I just want to recognize him. But so you should have each of you the presentation here. I'm probably, for you three, I'm going to actually maybe have you turn around and look if it's okay, or if you're okay watching that. That's a little smaller screen. Some of the things that are going to blow up on this screen, but I thought for everyone's edification, I know we've got about 25 minutes here, and I'm not going to spend a ton of time on this, but since Supervisor Christensen is rather new to this whole program, I wanted to start kind of from the back and just explain a little bit as to who we are and why we started this. Discover Gila County is a 501c3 organization that was created for tourism-related activity in Gila County. And one of the biggest things, obviously, was creating discovergilaccounty.com, and we're going to talk about that a little bit more. You probably don't know this, but in 2020, January of 2020, we completely remodeled Discover Gila County from its original launch. So we're going to show you that today, and there's some really cool statistics that go along with that. So, all right, Chaz, go ahead and scroll down. So once again, I want to remind everybody what the problem was. Back in 2018, the Arizona Office of Tourism had put out that the tourism was bringing in about $24.2 billion in revenue, or had been spent, and I believe that is getting actually now closer to 40 million, so or 40 billion. So it's actually growing statewide as far as tourism. So we're back, and we're seeing those numbers starting to grow. North Central, back in the day when we launched this, was about 1.44 billion. And if I read the numbers right, their report is a little confusing on those numbers, but It looks like we are increasing that to about 1.6 billion now, coming into the north central region, which is Yavapai and Gila County. So we are growing that region as far as inbound numbers. So, all right, Chaz, I think the rest of that you guys can look at and see. So the biggest problem that we had is that all that money was coming into the state. We had no way to showcase Gila County. So the plan was to create a marketing plan. Program took us about a year to create the plan, and then we created the website. And we launched the social media platform as well. And we were off and running, what was it? It was Valentine's Day, February of 2019 that we officially launched. There were three main things that we focused on in the original part of the marketing plan, which was to increase awareness and promotion, and showcase that 500-page website that we had built. The second thing was to provide access to opportunities. We created a brand new job board. I'm going to talk a little bit about that here in a minute. That thing has gone crazy. And then ultimately, over time, drive traffic and deliver on the promise that we were putting out on the website and through our social media platforms. I am proud to report that all three of those things have been done at the highest level, and I think you've all been there. I feel like today I'm kind of preaching to the choir a little bit because you guys have seen a lot of the things that we've done. But one thing that I'm so proud of is that, yeah, we've won some of these great awards, but the foundation that we have built for this program, the numbers just don't lie. There's no way to dispute the fact that this program is here to stay and that it is producing crazy amounts of followership, visitations, people that are looking at it. And we're going to go through and I'm going to talk about the impact financially that it's making a little bit from the AOT numbers that we've received. So as of right now, the program is 4.5 years old. The first year, obviously, we were in development mode, so it's really 3.5 years since it's been launched. The total website visitors since 2018 is 233,345 people that have actually visited the pages of our site. The average website duration, which I've been in the digital marketing business now for 26 years, and I've never seen 6 minutes on a website. Mac Feeser, who's the president of Discover Gila County, has a story about how he introduced somebody at one of the big conferences, and she was the keynote speaker to Discover Gila County, and she started pulling it up, looking at the website, got lost at looking at all the stuff, and they had to call her up because she was missing her time to talk. So you can get lost in the site. There's a lot of great information, and it goes on and on and on. So Facebook has become a huge part of our marketing program. And in 2008, or actually from 2018 to today, we have 15,630 followers. And I think I told you when we very first started this out, when I left the town of Payson after 9 years of working on that program, I had 11,500 followers. So in 3.5 years, we've built 15,600 followers. So that just shows you the magnitude of how quickly we're building this. Historically, this is really incredible too. Historically, our engagement rates on social media are 29.2%. That means somebody liked, commented, or shared our posts. The industry average, Google says, and you can Google this, is 0.99%. We're almost 30 times greater as far as the people that get our messages interact with our messages more than the standard audiences out there by almost 30%. So that tells us that the content that we're building every day, and we usually do 3 to 4 posts a day, and people absolutely love the content. So Jackie will tell you one of the big things that we are working on, our history stuff that we put out, like Jinx Pyle gave us a bunch of stuff before he died. People absolutely love the historical side of Gila County. And so we are working actually through various different people. Your secretary Cheryl is hooked us up with her family. We're going to be starting to gather some of the old Randall history. So we're working through the families and trying to grab some of this old history before it's too late and put that through. So this is an incredible feat too. In 3.5 years, our Facebook overall reach, this is how many people have been exposed to a message about Gila County, almost 10 million. And you factor in, we have a $50,000 a year budget that we're spending to promote Discover Gila County, and to hit almost 10 million people in 3.5 years. That's awesome. So Instagram followers were up to 3,000. Instagram takes a little bit longer to build that audience, but it is constantly growing. The reach is almost 2 million there. So combined, our social media presence is nearing almost 12 million people in 3.5 years since we launched. So just this year, about 4,694 new followers have joined our ranks. And then, so any questions about those? So when I say the stats don't lie, that's the nuts and bolts of Discover Gila County right there and what it's been able to produce. Any questions? All clear?
You guys have any questions for Cameron?
No, I don't have any questions at this point.
Okay. So let me show you some of the new things that we've done since actually 2020. There's been a ton of stuff that we've done. So let's go ahead, Chaz, and go to the new website. So I don't know if you remember last when we presented with the site was it had a brown connotation to it. We actually decided to go ahead and go with our real colors, which are the green and blue, which showcase, you know, the plants and the water and all the things that we have that's great to Gila County. So go ahead, Chaz, and just scroll down. One of the cool things, you know, right off the bat, we showcase some ladies riding in Young, Arizona, showcasing our communities. Scroll on down, explore the wild, all the places you can get to and find our Mexican food here in Globe, Arizona, where to stay, where to experience the past, shopping. We put together a page for 50 things to do in Gila County, Arizona. This is one of the most widely visited pages on the site. And then we showcase some of our major attractions, the Mogollon Rim, Roosevelt Lake, Beshbagawa down here, the Pinal Mountains, and then Tono Natural Bridge State Park. So that is the home page. So Chaz, go ahead and go back out to the, let's see, or you can probably just stay on that same one and just go to the live section of the site. So one of the new things that we did actually is we created a real estate channel, and the purpose here is as people come and are exposed to Gila County, and I learned this from Payson when we did a lot of the promotions in Payson, as more and more people are exposed to this area, they want to live here. And so what we did is we created a brand new real estate channel. So Chaz, go ahead and go into that up at the top. Keep going. Under live, yeah, just roll down, Gila County Real Estate. So as they come in here, they can now actually, through a partnership with the Central Arizona Association of Realtors and Globe Miami MLS, we now provide the MLS to people that visit the website. So click on Payson, there you go. Scroll down. So here they can find properties available in these particular cities if they so choose and want to live in this area.
Now, do the realtors update you with this information?
So that's kind of cool, is this is actually the MLS itself coming directly from the Central Arizona Board of Realtors is programmed right into the site.
Okay,
So when they update a property or add a new property,
it's on.
it automatically updates the site.
And as one sells, it's off.
Yep,
Okay.
exactly. Yep, so that was very important. We didn't want to get in that business and manage that process, so
Sure.
we actually, through the technology, we're actually able to put that right on the site and it manages itself. So this was a big thing that we did about, what, 8 months ago, 9 months ago, something like that. So go ahead and let's go back to the thing here. So one of the big things that we have noticed from the tracking that we've done on the site is 63% of our traffic now is coming right here. So, which is great because people are out and about and they're looking around and they're looking us up and they're finding information while they're on the go. So what that required us to do was actually do a brand new design of the mobile interface. And so about, 3 months ago, we did a massive mobile interface. It took us several months to do that. The site is so big that any major change we do to it like that just takes a lot of time. But now if you look at it on your phone, and I would tell you to do that, everybody, if you haven't liked us or whatever, go in and check it out and look at it on your phone. It's really fast, it pops, it moves, so that people can find the pertinent information that they're looking for while they're out in the field, you know. So that was a big thing that we just finished doing. So Chaz, let's go to the restaurant section now. So this was a big upgrade from the original site that we did. I don't know if you remember, before it was just a kind of a long scrolling list of everybody. And what we've done now is we've made it more user friendly. So if you go up to the places to eat, click on that. And you'll also notice the speed of the site. See how fast it moves? We've done a ton of optimization, which is important for our search engine optimization procedures and why we're getting found on a lot of the search engines now. But Chaz, go to Globe and go to Mexican food. So really easy, we can sectionalize all of the content. And then here is all of our, so go to Irene's and click on the map. So here's a Google map of where they're located, close that. And then go to their reviews. So if you're not from this area, you can see how good their food is, which they have really good reviews. Close that out. And then lastly, you can link to their website. So we are directly now pushing people to our local businesses. So this is a huge part for especially our tourism related businesses. We are doing one of our goals and objectives, which was to showcase our businesses in the things that we're doing. All right, so he's gonna show you now under the stay, go to Payson and go to, what are you going to? Go to RV parks. So we get a lot of people coming through, you know, looking for RV parks, where can they pull into, and here it all is right here. So this is Payson specific information. Globe has the same type of thing where they can find that information. Tonto Basin as well. So, all right, let's see now.
Can I add
Yeah,
something?
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
So how do you jury what ends up on the website to make sure that everyone's included?
So it has to be, in order to go on the site, it has to fit into a tourism category of some kind. So we're really probably not going to put a welder on the site because there's no link to
Yeah.
tourism. So we're looking for those tourism-specific businesses that lend something to the overall program, and those are the people that are basically showcased. So like antique shops, those are up there. Hotels, motels, places to eat, kayak rental places. You know, we have a couple of those now in Payson. All of those types of businesses are showcased on the site. So.
Is there any chance you're leaving somebody out?
No, that's one of the things that we've talked about, and that's why I'm glad you brought that up. That's why the connections with the two chambers is so important, is that we know who their businesses are and who is most pertinent to our audience and getting them up there. So we are always in communication with, and the chambers help us if a business goes out of business. Hey, you need to take those guys down. So that's why it's so important that they sit on our board and that we're in constant communication with our chambers to make sure that we're managing that process all the time. so. And we're very focused on that. I mean, that's something we don't want to leave anybody out. So we spend a lot of time making sure that we're inclusive
Okay.
and keeping everybody. But, so let's go, Chaz, to the job board. So notice right there, this job board has been, the jobs on the job board since we went live have been viewed 30,000 times. That number's crazy to me, that we have that much interest in this job board. We completely redesigned it to match the site now, and we have a lot of, I think there's now over 2,000 businesses that are putting jobs on this job board and managing their jobs. So the county's one of them. Kind of cool map there. You can see where the jobs are located. You can find information on it. And you know, as the word gets out, we're promoting this on social media quite a bit, and we probably add 5 to 10 businesses a month that are coming in and putting their jobs on the job board. So it's been a big part of, you know, our goals and objectives that we set out to do, and this part of it is doing very well. So.
Is there any way to know, Cameron, how successful that is with the businesses?
We could probably do, we haven't, so I can tell you my wife, she's the executive director of a big retirement community up in Payson. And they were looking for, I'm trying to remember what position she was looking for. And I said, well, is it on Discover Gila County's job board? And she's like, oh, I didn't even think about putting it there. And I'm like, oh, come on, you got to put it on there, you know. So she did, and they were really struggling to get people to submit their resumes. And literally in a couple of weeks, she had 15 resumes, and all of them were pretty good, she said. So they ended up hiring somebody that came through here. So that's the only real anecdotal, you know, proof that I have that has shown that. But the big thing is people would not be spending the time to go through and put their information on here if it wasn't successful. So, and you got to realize too that with almost 233,000 visitors to Discover Gila County, there's a lot of traffic now that's coming through here, and so people are finding it that way. And if I was a business and so many businesses are looking for good employees right now, you're going to want to get it in front of as many people as you can, and that's what we're promoting on social media. And the numbers, just like I say, they don't lie. If it wasn't working, people wouldn't spend the time to come and do it. So,
So it would be up to the individual businesses to get on here and do their own updates?
yes. So here, this is another cool thing if I can figure out how to do this. Oops. There it is. Try not to get you in the eye here, but Tim, if you turn around, you can look right here where it says register. So a new business will actually go in and register their business. Go ahead and click on it, Chaz. So really simple, they can go in and create an account there, right? And then they become the manager of their jobs, right, at that point. We have nothing to do with it. And so they can go in and manage all their jobs, and they put in a date that they want their job to go from X to Y. When it hits Y, unless they go in and fiddle with it, it comes off. So the good thing there is you don't have a bunch of jobs that have been there for, 70 years and nobody's watching them. And the system makes you put in an X and a Y date.
Okay.
So unless you go in and change that date to extend it longer, it will come off. And the other cool thing is when it does come off, the business gets a notification that your job has expired. So that tells them, oh shoot, I need to keep that up there. So they can go back, log in, and it's just like anything else. If they forgot their password, they can, put in their email address and it'll send them all the stuff so they can redo their address or their password and everything. So it's actually a really slick system. But all right, any other questions about the job board? This has been a huge part of Discover Gila County, and we don't talk about it enough. But, Okay, and then, so here are some other just kind of fun things that we're doing as we're out exploring and we're constantly out capturing content and getting pictures. One of the things that is so fun to realize is that this is a media monster that we've created. It wants content, it wants pictures, and so we are now so popular on the social media channels that we have people that are hashtagging Discover Gila County and Exploring the Wild, so that when Chaz checks in every morning, he sees 10 people that have shared their pictures with us on those hashtags. We can go in and share those on our Facebook and social media pages. And the cool thing, what that does, the creator of that picture now shares it with everybody in their friend book, and Discover Gila County now goes out to all those people. And so we're building this huge followership of people that are coming, enjoying the adventures and activities that we have in Gila County, and they're sharing it with their followers. And that's how social media obviously was made. It's increasing our footprint on a daily basis. So one of the things that we're doing for that content is we got a cool idea since we were out in the field so much. Why don't we create something that's simple? It doesn't look necessarily so finished and produced. It's just kind of raw. And so we said, why don't we create a series called Go Wild? And it's all shot on a GoPro. And so we take our GoPro with us and we shoot these adventures and things, you know, when we're getting into various different places, and we shoot these little GoPro videos and put them out there. And I want to say that these GoPro videos now have actually been seen by over 1 million people, which is pretty cool. But Chaz, go ahead and go back. Click on that Discovering Horton Creek Trail. So this is an example of one of them. Do we have voice or do we have audio for these? Yeah, okay. So stop it, Chaz, until he gets the audio ready. There we go. All right, so go ahead and play it now. Hey adventure seekers, welcome to this edition of Go Wild. Today we're just east of Christopher Creek, Arizona, off of Highway 260 at the famous Horton Creek Trail. And today we're gonna go chase some waterfalls. So let's go wild. When we launched this video on social media, it had almost 20,000 people that actually watched it. So, very popular. And they're about a minute long, so they're not super long. They're just to showcase. If you remember, we talked about in our original marketing plan that we were going to create little video vignettes that showcase Gila County. That's what these are intended to be. So, all right. So let's go on here. So the big elephant in the room was COVID, obviously, and we had to deal with it just like everybody else did. Since the redesign and relaunch that we did of Discover Gila County, and you can see the number right up there, right here, we have seen an increase in traffic of almost 992%. I'm going to talk a little bit more about that. We've also, all of us have heard the number that during COVID, in the middle of what was the biggest pandemic we have all ever lived through, Gila County was one of only 2 counties in the state of Arizona that saw a increase in tourism spending, and ours was up 23%. So, and the cool thing is it's holding. It's actually been this year, I'm going to talk about that here as we scroll down, but go ahead, Chaz. So traffic since 2018, I thought it'd be cool so you can see the visual of what traffic has done over these years. Since, and here is, so 2020 started about right here in January, and it has just been going up, 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 up. So that's where that 992% increase has been coming from. So any questions about that? That one to me really showcases what this program has done over the last 4 years. So go ahead and scroll on down. So here are some of the marketing highlights that we've seen over the last year. Discover Gila County has won 7 major awards, including the coveted Arizona Tourism Award for Best Marketing Program that we were at the other night. But these are the actual awards. We've won 3 awards from the Arizona, the AED, for our social media program, for our website. We were actually named in 2021 as the best website in the state of Arizona by AED. We also received the kind of prestigious award from the Arizona counties for the partnership, the public-private partnership between between Gila County, Discover Gila County, and Razor Thin Media. So that was kind of cool. They didn't tell us that we were going to win that. I think, Tim, you were there at that meeting, and that was a total surprise. Nobody knew we were winning that, and they kind of popped that award on us, which was really cool. So, and then to be named the Arizona Game and Fish Commission Business Partner of the Year, that was really a neat thing. To be able to stand up there, they see a value in what we've built. And one of the biggest things we're doing from a marketing program projective right now is we're trying to start building all of these strategic partnerships with those types of entities like the Arizona Game and Fish Department, the Parks Department. We were set up at the Arizona Tourism Conference. We were right next door to the Parks group, and we got to talk to them, and they're super excited to start working with us on some things. So we're building those inroads, which has been a great feat. So go ahead. Now, what does this all mean? It's all pie in the sky, great stuff that we've talked about up to this point. What does it mean actually economically for us? So total spending by travelers in Gila County came to about $350 million in 2021. It's holding, like I said, a 22% increase this year and a 9%, or actually, I guess that would have been, that's 9% in 2019. We don't have the 2021 numbers yet. But the tourists last year in 2021 paid $27 million in state and local taxes. That's about $12,000 for every household. So scroll down a little bit, Chaz. You can see from this right here, the tax burden to each household has been lessened by about almost $1,200 from the activities that we've done. So keep going down. The valley gets the most overnight visitors, about 16 million. The 3 northern counties are somewhere around 11 million. The north central region continues to be the smallest region as it relates to attracting visitors, but we're closing that gap. And that's one of the things that we set out to do. And Arizona AOT is reporting that Gila and Yavapai County reported 9 million visitors in 2021. So this is from our website software, and this gives you a really great bird's eye view of where is our traffic coming from. Granted, we are spending all of our money in Arizona. Our target audience that we identified was Phoenix and Tucson and parts of Southern California. And if you look at this map, you can see that's where the most widely dispersed areas are right here in Arizona and then right up here. So that makes sense. But when I look over here in the Midwest and then up here in the Northeast and then all along the Western Seaboard, that tells me we have audiences in all those different places. People are finding out about Discover Gila County, which is really cool. We start to become a destination when we see numbers like that, rather than a pass-through on the way to somewhere else. So, and these numbers you can see here show, United States, and this is actually a report that I did just from the beginning of this year. So 100,000 people from the United States, and then it breaks down to Canada, Mexico. Arizona obviously is about 75, 76% of those visitors are coming from Arizona. And then about 33% are from the Phoenix, Tucson area. So we're hitting our target markets very well. So here's some more data from AOT, and I don't know if you can see this, but overnight temps in 2021, or overnight trips to the AZ North Central region in 2019. Help me with that number, Connor. So 5.4%, and then in 2020 it ballooned all the way to 25%. It's come back down now to about 10%, which is where it probably should be. I think 2020 was because nobody could leave, no one could go anywhere, and Gila County was right up the road, so it just made a lot of sense. Typically, the average person, when they come to our county, they spend around $2.31 per person. So if you do the math on that, of a four-person family, you're looking at about $1,000 a day that they're spending when they come and visit us. So this is other really kind of important information here. You can see in North Central. Now, once again, this takes in Yavapai and Gila County. So you'll see, though, that the accommodations and food service industry is up 19.1%, arts, entertainment, 14%, retail's up 7.4%. We don't really have air travel, or I don't even know what they're talking about when they have other travel in there, but we're roughly about 15.5%, and all those categories were up right now in Gila County. So pretty cool. I broke this down even further for you guys so you could see the economic impact that we are having right here at home. So in our national parks, Gila County visitation is up 30% to Tonto National Monument. You can see in December of 2021 it had 2290. In December 2020 was 2,677, but for the whole year in 2021 it had a 30% increase across the board. So scroll down a little bit, Chaz. This is primarily the reason why, as we were running these ads like this one on social media. This is one ad that we ran. 125,000 people were reached, 23,000 engagements. This is unheard of to have a 13 distribution score. The industry standard there is less than 1%. So this ad was shared more than most. Just exposing a lot of people to that attraction within our area. And the numbers don't lie up here. It shows that, the advertisements we had a direct impact on that. So scroll down a little bit more. National parks. We have one national park in our midst, which is the Tonto Natural Bridge State Park. This is actually pretty incredible. So once again, we were running ads in January of 2020. Almost 7,000 visitors. Scroll down a little bit, Chaz. No, the other way, up. So in 2021, there was 3,998. And what I did here is kind of explain what this is. In January of 2020, we were running ad campaigns for the Tonto Natural Bridge. Is it just a coincidence that that same month there was a 73% increase in traffic to that destination? So what I did is a little bit more for your guys' edification. I went back and looked in January of 2021, they had 3,998 visitors. 2020, they had 3,607. And then in 19, before the pandemic, they had 2,506. So you can say basically on average the last 3 years, they've had around 3,200 people that visited in January. Well, in 2022, they had 7,000. And that is directly, so scroll down here. So this is the ad we were running on social media. It went out to 243,000 people, 21,000 engagements, and we only spent 1 penny per per engagement. So that shows you Chaz has been very good at getting those numbers down and making our budget that we have really go as far as we can possibly make it go to attract people to this area, so. And I think that is the end of my presentation today. I didn't want to get you too far down in the weeds, but we wanted to definitely get you all the information so you could see what it's doing. And then answer any questions that you have and any feedback.
Steve, you got any questions, comments?
Yeah, thanks. Comment, yeah, I wanted to also point out that the entire Board of Directors is with us today, and Maya Crispin is up there, and Jackie Sanders, and Mac Feeser, and also we have Mr. Bruzy here. So he snuck in later. So, and that's great, and I mean, thanks for the presentation. This is just probably one of the best things that has been done, and I wasn't here for the start of it, but fully support it. I mean, it's just really great.
We felt that.
Yeah.
If you don't mind me just saying too about the board of directors, you never know who you're going to get on these boards when you first start out on a project like this. And wow, we got lucky because we put together a group of people that have been 100% invested. They've been at everything we do. You know, these 5 people have been there. And if I can for just a second, I know Jackie's probably going to get mad at me, but we couldn't have done this without her. She has been, you know, I'll use an analogy here. I was a fullback in high school playing football, and I blocked for a lot of good running backs over my time. And to be successful as a running back, you need a good blocker in front of you. And Jackie has been that type of person for this project. She has cleared every single hurdle that we've come up against, and she's made it to where we can be successful. And we owe her a great debt of gratitude, as well as the other board members that have stepped up and been such a huge part of this. So we couldn't have done it without them.
So, Cameron, you guys are awesome. It's really good. This was a good project to dive into. It was really good for the county. Some people I get feedback from like it's too good. So, but needless to say, where do we go from here?
So we're open to, you know, suggestions, things like that. We are working on a bunch of different things right now. The new thing that we are getting ready to do, we just got this approved. During the NBA finals, because the Phoenix Suns have been so good the last couple of years, it has presented opportunities here locally for our target audience that haven't been here because they weren't very good in the past, and the Cardinals are the same way. But we got a call actually, it would have been probably in April, from News Channel 12 or Channel 12 that wanted to see if we would be willing to do some advertisements during the commercial breaks of the NBA final, or yeah, actually it was during the playoffs that was going on. And at the time, I wish we would have had ready to go material that we could have done, because the price was like $3,500. It was really cheap for TV time, and it was a 30-second commercial. So what we've done to make sure that we're prepared for those opportunities when they arise again is we are getting ready to produce 3 TV commercials that will be 30 seconds long, and they're going to showcase our 3 major attractions, which is the Town Natural Bridge State Park, the Town National Monument National Park, and Beshbagawa down here. So, and what we'll do is we'll be able to showcase those on social media, and we'll also be able to push those out on TV advertising if we can afford it, to really kind of showcase our major attractions here in Gila County. So that's one thing that we're gearing up. We're probably going to shoot those commercials in September. It's just too hot right now to get out there and try to do it, but we're going to, everything is still kind of green in September, so we'll get around to these places and get it done. We're working with the professional photographer and videographer that's going to come in and help us produce those 3 videos so that they're ready to go on national network television. So those should be really cool looking. The other thing is the site is actually now, with being over 500 pages, we are starting to feel the pains and things that sites this big go through. So there are some new things coming down the road that we're gonna have to deal with. Probably, it may actually involve a complete redesign of the site again. And that's okay. I mean, that's what we're on retainer for, and that's what we do. So, we're gonna never let this thing drop below the standard that we've set. We're gonna constantly increase it to the next level, next level, next level. So that's our goal. And I think it's important at this point to say I am super proud of my company, my little company, and what we've been able to accomplish with this thing. I asked Jackie the other day, did she feel like it would grow this fast? And she said, sure, I believed it all along. And I wanted to believe it, but I've been surprised at how fast it's grown. So, any other questions?
Supervisor Humphrey, questions or comments?
I don't have any questions. I just am amazed of where it's gone. You know, Mac, when we started with the IDA and presented it to the supervisors, and at that time the supervisor says, no, we don't think so. And, but, you know, as business, when you live on 3% of your tax base, it's like, what do? Well, you advertise, you know, if you need more. So, I just think it's great that we had a board together that decided to advertise, and it shows. You know, our sales tax was up during COVID, when everybody else was down. By you have promoting Gila County, we were up, you know, because of our 3% and our 90% or 97% of national forest. We're using it to help with our tax income. So it's just, when we talked about it many years ago in the IDA, I never expected it to be what it is today. It was just more to help out a little bit. And it's gone way beyond that. It helps out an awful lot, not just a little bit with tourism. And if anybody asks me now, what's there to do in Gila County, I'll say, go to the website.
Check it out.
And they call me back and say, wow, you know, there's a lot to do in Gila County. And I said, yeah, there is. You know, there's more to do than I know that you've presented out there. And I've been in a lot of it. So just, you know, thank you very much for all you've done and all you're willing to do to keep this rolling and going.
I'll leave this last thing with you. Right before we won our award the other night, Debbie Johnson, who is the executive director of the AOT, she came up, and this is cool because it gets me emotional because it gets me pumped up. But she said, you've set the bar for everybody else in Arizona. And having been in Payson and did what I did in Payson, and now having this happen, that just hit me that day, that we've created something special, and we couldn't have done it without everybody, you know, that's been a part of it. And we love working with Gila County. It's been awesome, and we want to continue to do that. So,
Well, we really thank you for doing all that, Cameron. We'll just keep raising that bar and keep them chasing it. How's that?
that'd be good.
Mr. Minlove, do you have a comment or questions, or?
I'd just like to remember Supervisor Martin, that she was a huge proponent of this too as well, and the support of this current Board of Supervisors is very much appreciated. It means a lot. When Cameron says that there's a family of four will come and spend an average of $1,000 a day, that $1,000 is coming in from normally outside of Gila County. It's new dollars to Gila County. And if you look at economics of how many times that $1,000 is spent, it's typically, you can count on 4 times. So $1,000 of new money into Gila County is being $4,000 is spent within Gila County. So just note that it's not limited there. The money, it comes in, it's a certain impact, and then it generates other activity ongoing beyond just what Cameron has related to us today. And thank you to Razor Thin Media for your devotion, your commitment, and your imagination in being able to share Gila County with not only Arizona, but the rest of the world.
Mr. Chairman,
Oh, yeah. Go ahead.
I'm just super proud that this is part of Gila County. You guys are so talented, the whole group. It's just the right team at the right time. And I would put this marketing strategy up against the entire nation of counties, over 3,000 counties. We have the best one, and bar none. And I'm so proud that we have that.
I agree, totally agree, you know, and I think for me, because of where I live in my district, you know, I see the changes too. I see the people on the weekends, all throughout the weeks, the people are pulling off camping, the people are walking down the road with their dogs where you're thinking, what in the world are you doing here? You know, the people playing in the snow in the wintertime, pulling off on our roads and things like that and going to those places is amazing. Sometimes a pain, but it's amazing. And you guys have done an awesome job at it. You really have. And, you know, we talked about when this all got started, how we could stop them when they come through Gila County, because that's what it was. They're headed to the White Mountains. They're headed to Flagstaff. They're headed wherever. They're just blowing through here. You managed to stop them. You know, yeah, I see it. So it's been a good deal, and it has benefited the county in a tremendous way.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, and we love the burdens of it, because now I can remember when there wasn't any complaints, and now we're putting out porta-johns and dumpsters to help with our tourism. So we have to create new budgets for your success to help with the overflow of people, but don't mind a bit. You know, even little Gila, I'm putting porta-johns out there on like 3 and 4 day weekends because of the people that are just going to Gila. It's amazing what it's done, and so, yeah, working with Game and Fish and trying to get dumpsters and stuff out for the people that do come and visit to take some of the burdens off some of our local gas stations and stuff. And so that's okay. You keep advertising. We'll keep figuring out ways to take care of the overflow, and appreciate it very, very much. And how sweet it is to have those issues, you know, when before we didn't. And so you know that it's helping in the tax revenues that are coming in because of it. So, yeah, I just thought I'd share with you because I didn't know if you knew that that awesome. Because of the recreation that you're advertising, we're dealing with some of the burdens of it, but how sweet it is.
Yes, Mr.
Jackie, do you have anything you want to add?
No, sir. I think you have done fine. We're hopeful that this also then creates ideas and opportunities for new tourism-type businesses. That's kind of our next. The next thing I want to try to measure is, and do we have more businesses that cater to those tourists that are coming to stay? That may take a couple of years, but I think that we will see that. I think the e-bikes in Globe might be a piece of that, and the kayaks, the kayak rentals, those kind of opportunities, I think, are the next thing, or when more business grows. Amen.
I had a gentleman that was demonstrating some software via Zoom for our real estate business, and he commented that he loved Arizona. He'd been out there and rented a motorcycle and gone up to Flagstaff. He says, well, what else is there to see in Arizona? And I said, well, let me share my screen. And I turned him on to Discover Gila County, and he said, I'm going to have to come up there and see this place. He's scheduled to come out, and then he dropped me a note and says, I think I might be buying a house in Payson. I said, well, you can locate a realtor there, but since you're already talking to one, we're putting in good work. But it captivates the audience as soon as they see it. It's not a little flash in the pan. It's something that you can explore. And that's what captures the imagination. It's broad coverage. It's everything there is out there you can find right here.
I think my other comment, you know, imitation is the sincerest form of flattery. There are an awful lot of discoverers in a lot of tourist sites in Arizona now. You can discover Mesa, you can discover Flagstaff. They weren't just, I think imitation is the sincerest form of flattery. I think discover was the right word.
I think it was. James, did you have something?
I just wanted, in association with what Jackie is saying and the tourism industry, but it is bringing, I think it's having an effect on our economy in general. One that I believe that the interest that it creates is the Hill Street School here in town is an example that creates interest from outside entities. And so City Council, Globe City Council has approved refurbishing, completely redoing that Hill Street School, which is a unique architecture and will be a beautiful thing, of adding senior housing here in town, 80 units or something like that. So that's proceeding and going forward. So I believe that that contributes, that type of thing of awareness of Gila County and what's going on here creates interest and excitement to come and be a part of it. The other thing is in Payson, and I believe it's still going, is the home-to-home suites, about a 100-room hotel going up in Payson with conference rooms and those types. I haven't heard anything otherwise, so I believe it's still going forward. But brand new 100-room hotel with conference rooms in Payson is a fabulous thing that I believe creating the interest in doing those things that Discover Gila County does is bringing, and as it gets going, it's just a snowball that'll pick up momentum and create more and more activity as it goes.
Is that the one that going to be on the sawmill property?
On the which
On
property?
the sawmill?
Sawmill, yes.
Yeah,
It's
okay.
there by the Sawmill
Yeah.
Mall.
So the Whitings are doing that?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's a good location, so. Well, cool. James?
Yeah, so if I could just say, you know, it's been an honor to be a part of this. It's really been a really, I'm James Bruzy, the owner of Bruzy Vineyard and Vice President of Discover Gila County. It's just been an honor to be a part of this. It's been an honor to work with our team, to work with the county, with Cameron. For my business, you know, as you said, we've seen a difference in Young for sure. When there's no traffic to start with, it kind of makes it a lot easier to gauge it, you know, and you can see there is a lot more tourism traffic in the area, and it's a quality tourist that we're attracting. So, again, it's an honor to be a part of it, and this has been a beautiful thing to see it all working.
Thanks for your time, James. Yeah, I agree. When you have to stop in Pleasant Valley to make a left-hand turn, something's out of balance, you know? Just ain't right. So, yeah. Well, you guys have done an awesome job on this, and it has definitely exceeded all of our expectations. And so me for one, I'm anxious to see what the future's gonna bring and what's next, you know, and see what's gonna happen. So from the board standpoint, is there anything out of the ordinary you need from us, or are we good?
I think we're gonna have a sit-down conversation with the upper management and figure out, you know, what is the next steps? Where do we kind of have a brainstorming? But I don't know, James, do you want to answer that question?
I believe of our next steps are to enhance our facilities, enhance our recreational opportunities in Gila County. One that we've talked of is the Pleasant Valley Veterans Retreat and the Gila County Fairgrounds to make these sites destination sites that will enhance what we're doing there and provide greater recreational opportunities. So those are some big initiatives that we'll be looking at as a county and hopefully to invest in.
Good deal.
Yeah, when you were saying RV parks, is the Gila County Fairgrounds on the RV park? Because we do have one there.
I believe it is, actually. Every place where you can park an RV park, Jackie was the one that kind of helped us make sure we had them all in there.
Good.
So,
And you got the one from the retreat site in Pleasant Valley on there too, or is
I don't know
not
if
yet?
we have that one yet, so we need to get that one.
Jackie,
No, we actually need to make a note of doing that one, so.
I'm not sure if it's quite ready to go. We'd have to get with Joseph and see, but there might be a little bit, but anyway.
We're waiting until we get the go live. It'll be there.
So with that, you guys have any more questions or comments? Are we good?
Just one question, on a new business or change business, how do they get, their information to you on it?
Yeah, so that's actually a really good question. So you guys see all of this stuff going on. You don't see the really unsexy part of what it takes to make this go on a daily basis. We literally answer every phone call that comes in off of the website. We answer every email that comes in. If a business needs to change something about their listing, they can email us and we do it, literally that day. If there's questions about how do you find this place, we're answering those questions and answering those phone calls. So if there is a business that is tourism focused, and we've had several businesses that have, I'm a baker, or I'm not necessarily something that is in the tourism industry. We've had to have some of those tough conversations. But the board, Discover Gila County Board, really kind of set down the parameters of what type of business should be on this site. And if you fit those parameters, you're gonna get on there. And so they just need to send us an email and we'll get their information and reach out to them and start working with them.
Okay, yeah, because out at Roosevelt, the resort has just changed hands, and they're redoing that, and I'm wishing them well. And also to the Boston's has new owners, and so
Susan
I don't know if
actually
they've got a
worked-
hold of
they
you
did,
yet or not,
actually.
but
We're already working with the resorts. They've
Yeah.
already reached out to us, and we have a good relationship with them. They've helped us over the years do a bunch of stuff.
yeah,
So,
but the resort has just sold.
yeah, I got
So
an
the new
email.
people have
Yeah,
contacted
we've
you?
already got it. So,
Okay,
Yep. So-
great.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes, sir.
I believe that Maya's in Payson. If
Maya, you have something you'd like to talk about? There you go.
Thank you so much for asking. This is Maya Crespin, the Executive Director for the Rim Country Regional Chamber of Commerce located here in Payson. I would just like to echo what Jackie and Bruzy said. It's kind of one of those feelings of if you build it, they will come. And I think Discover Gila County is going to be something that we have to continue for 5, 10, 15, 20 years to really see the real economic impact. I know Cameron went over quite a few numbers, which really gives us a snapshot of the last couple of years. But I think that this is something we need to really be diligent about. And I know Cameron and Chaz work very hard to make sure everything's up to date. Sorry, that's Maz. But we are also very excited to partner with Cameron on a new initiative called Meet in Rim Country. And that's going to be geared toward like church organizations and businesses and corporations to try to drive tourism up here in, Rim Country area, the Monday through Thursday where we have a little bit quieter traffic. So we're excited to talk to you guys more about that in the future, but it's very much in synergy with Discover Gila County, because that's all we want to do is drive tourism and help our businesses thrive. So thank you for your time.
Thank you. We're glad to have you back too, by the way.
Thank you.
Well, if there's nothing,
One more, I think it's a great partnership with all the chambers and stuff. I remember in the initial conversations about doing something like this on stepping on toes. Well, if we're out there doing something, are we gonna step on the toes of the Chamber of Globe or Payson or Tonto Basin? And, gotta be careful with that. And it's great that there has not been any issues of that at all. I mean, with us doing this, it's helped the chambers and built a better relationship with the chambers, in my opinion. So I think it's great how that's working and working with the chambers, because in the initial, we were worried about how it would be received by the chambers with us reaching out like that. So it's great to see the partnerships and things still growing, so. Thanks again.
you guys, thank you so much for setting this up today. It's great. Glad to see it. And congratulations on all those awards. You guys have done awesome.
Go to the
And
national one, hopefully we'll all be able to.
shoot
go
for a
to that
national.
one, so.
There you go. Sounds good. So with that, if there's nothing else, then I'll adjourn this work session. Thank you, Cameron. Oh, I do, don't I? Well, we've been talking to the public all morning. Okay. Appreciate it, Cameron. Okay, call the public. Payson, do we have anybody but you guys there?
Just us.
Okay. YouTube?
Yeah, we have one question. Their question was how much money has been put into the website and how much ongoing?
Okay. Mr. Minlove?
I believe currently we, as a county, invest $150,000 a year into Discover Gila County. As we've seen, the returns on investment are tenfold or more.
Right. Does that answer it?
How much have we spent since its inception?
That would be 600,000, 4 years,
A little less than that probably, but somewhere close to that.
between 500,000 and 600,000 total.
4.5 years. Okay.
Okay. Anything else on there? And we don't have any public here, so. All right, so moving on, at any time during this meeting pursuant to ARS 38431.02K, members of the Board of Supervisors and the county manager may present a brief summary of current events. Mr. Minlove, you want to start?
Mr. Chairman, I will. I wanted to let the board know and the public know that the financial statement audit of Gila County was issued in the past couple of weeks. This is for the fiscal year 2021. And we received a clean or an unaltered audit opinion, which means that our finances are in good shape as far as record keeping, financial presentation, and all of the activities that we do. We are doing well in financial reporting and accounting in Gila County. The one thing that of special note is with Amy Staton and the Finance Department that we did not have a single finding with regard to our single audit or our federal grant compliance audit. So all of our grants that come from the federal government, they have a special audit portion that is required by the federal government. And in those audits of all of our federal grant programs, there was not a single reportable issue that was put into the report. The Auditor General, well, the Department Director for the Financial Audit Division will be here in the next month. I'm not sure that a date has been specified, but the Department Director, Division Director will be coming to present the audit to the Board of Supervisors. But I would like to thank and congratulate the Finance Department for their excellence in the way they do business. Coming from accounting and finance myself, it always comes down to the money. And we'd seen in the past that when we were behind, when we had significant issues that we were not eligible, would not receive certain grant monies, could not be eligible to promote certain programs within Gila County. All those issues that we've had in the past, from challenges in our audits and being late, are no longer an issue, that we have full availability to all of the federal funds and state funding for that matter. We're thankful and grateful for that, for the Finance Department and all of their efforts, and congratulate them on all the work and a clean single audit. Wow, that floors me. So there's a few findings for financial, I think 5, I said, but these are holdovers and some things that just because they're holdovers, it takes time to clean them up. And so now that we're current, we can be able to address those 5 findings that they have. So thank you.
Thank you, James. Supervisor Christensen, you want to go next?
Yeah, thank you. I don't really have a lot to report. I do plan on being at the C.C. Cragen tour tomorrow, if it doesn't get canceled due to cloudiness or something. So,
We'll see.
anyway, so that's all I have today.
Supervisor Humphrey.
Yeah, thank you. I met with, ADOT, George Glocko and Chad, with the mines right there, on 60 by Walmart. There's a drainage that goes underneath the highway and over to mine property. And, that culvert has about 2.5 feet of sediment in it. And so when it gets to mine property, it's created like a little swamp area because it doesn't drain all the way out to Bloody Tank Swash. So reached out to George Glocko, the state. He says he's more than willing to work with us on cleaning the culvert underneath the highway. And we're working with the mines to see about getting blue stake and stuff to get on their property and to continue that out, to get that drained. And so that's something that we're working on to help right there at Bonnie's Pizza and all that area, get a better drainage going. And then went to the Miami town meeting last night, where Kathy presented the Copper Corridor Blight Buster, where we're reaching for Brownsfield grants. And what a great thing that is for these older buildings with contaminating issues, that there's funding out there to help us clean these places up like you did at the motel down in Hayden, how great that is for that community. And so I think it's great for the Copper Corridor that we're working with each individual town and stuff to try to get more buildings where we can reach out to. And I enjoy my public meetings. I've got a public meeting in Gila on Saturday at 9, and even Gila is well attended. It's great to have 10 or 15 people show up just to come and see what's going on and to let me know what they need. And but anyway, James, great news. I'm glad that all our audits are great. I can remember when our audits weren't great and we couldn't reach for money and there was a lot of I can'ts and couldn'ts, and how sweet it is to have that clean slate so that we can reach for state and federal funds and have a full-time grant writer. And what a great blessing that's been to move that direction for the constituents, because there's a lot of things available to them now that weren't at one time. So hats off to all the finance people that work so hard to keep us with that ability. So yeah, thank you very much.
Thanks, Tim. Last Friday, I was in Prescott at the Arizona New Mexico Coalition of Counties meeting. There's one thing that's happening is in special interest group is getting ready to take the wolves back to court would and take off the non-essential part of the wolf recovery plan to make them all essential. If that happens, then the wolf program will grow a lot, and there won't be any checks or balances or anything like that in there. So the Arizona New Mexico Coalition is gearing up to fight that. We're gonna do a study on that and see what the easiest way to participate in this is gonna be. And Jessica, they'll probably be reaching out to you some point in time here in the future. So there's that. There's been some emails going back and forth on State Route 88 update. Have you been getting some of those, Tim? A little bit. So anyway, they're looking at that, and Pinal County Supervisor Surdy is kind of driving a committee on this, trying to get that route open back up. And so the state is getting, or has stated that the state is going to complete a visibility study on it from milepost 222 to 229. And so hopefully this will move forward and that road will get fixed, at least to the extent of being able to use it. Maybe not totally fixed in one shot, but I think the goal is to get traffic back going through there, which would be a big help for Gila County as well. The state's also saying they're not gonna fund this project, which rightfully so. It should be federal funding on this from the Woodbury fire, so we'll see. And apparently there's also a project going on down by the marina on some paving and stuff down there as well. So there is money appropriated for some of this that's gonna happen, and we'll see where it shakes out. So I know it'd be really good to get that road back together to where people can travel from Apache Junction back to Roosevelt without going all the way around. I'm sure we know it's had a big hit to Gila County up around there, so hopefully that'll get done. And then tomorrow as well, we're gonna be at the C.C. Cragen Watershed Protection Project. We're hoping it doesn't get canceled, but we're hearing rumors it might, but we won't know till tonight or early in the morning. And then the Copper Corridor Blight Buster program that Kathy and them are pushing on, it's moving forward. The first building in Superior is going to be undergoing the Phase 2 environmental assessment work. And so they're going on with that. That's a really good project, and it's gonna help a lot of places on that, so. And they're working in conjunction with Pinal County as well on a lot of this, so. With that, that's, I think, all I had, I believe. So, is there anything else from anybody? You good, James?
One other thing, August 16th, we're going to have a meeting at the fairgrounds for interested parties to come and explore the opportunities, explore the options that we have of creating a destination site that we spoke of earlier. So putting a schedule together and plan sometime around from 5 to 7:30, hopefully be able to include food and invite anybody and everybody that is interested and would like to contribute to where the fairgrounds is headed in the future.
Since you brought that up, any updates on where we are with that as far as the projects going on out there?
Sure, Mr. Chairman, members of the board. I believe it's been reported that the second rodeo arena has arrived. And so I believe the last meeting, the award for doing the earthwork, the dirt, and getting that set up is done. The infield of the racetrack and all that is getting cleaned out. Last I heard that the fair board was putting together an event to utilize that space in the grandstands, in addition to several other events that are going on during the fair. So I believe that all of the things that we've talked about and investments that are being made to clean up things and have it that it's on course to clean up those metal buildings up there at the top by the grandstands and make it more presentable and more functional for the fair. Goal of end of September to have all that in. The fair board has a full agenda with acts, events, and different things. It's going to be a good fair at the end of September.
So we talked about a group of people forming its own little committee, or whatever you want to call it, I guess, at our last, whether it was our last meeting or meeting before. Last meeting? So how did that go with those folks? I know I had like 5 names wrote down, and
I think that's the 16th is when we're all.
Mr.
they're all
Chairman,
gonna be there on the 16th?
I think that's
we're-
that's the
special invitation, yes,
Okay.
to the names that you've given in particular. We will have this larger meeting to have input from the public and just to start to gather ourselves and get ideas, open slate, open book at this point, get everybody's ideas and get those, and we'll narrow that down to a smaller committee that we can have actionable items and to narrow in on what the first priorities are and then where we go and develop those things.
Good deal. Okay. Thank you, James. Anything else, you guys? All right, so now I can adjourn the meeting, I guess. Thank you all for being here.